Hey, what's going on, guys? Maineiacs here. Now, you guys can probably tell from the title of the video, I just wanted to, I know I did a vlog the other day, I wanted to talk about some changes that I am going to be making for my channel. It's not going to be anything, I guess, too drastic, but I guess it's also going to be changing the whole view of kind of how I do my channel. Since I started, which I'm actually coming up on my two-year anniversary within just a couple of weeks, I have been primarily focusing on indie games because I absolutely love the indie community. When it comes to stuff like that, it's nice to play a game that's not like the standard game that you get when you go to the store and pick up like Call of Duty or something along those lines, which has been the same thing for the past couple of years, and yet I still buy all of them. So I love the indie community in the sense of the stuff that can come out of it. I mean, if you think about it, the cult of freaking Five Nights at Freddy's, that was just a standard indie game that Scott Cawthon uploaded one day. He's like, there you go, world. And then now it's exploded into something that has had, what, 5 games. There's books, there's figurines, there's belts, there's a freaking movie being made eventually at some point whenever they decide to do that. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's exploded almost to the point of Minecraft, and just with popularity and everything. And all it started out with was a small indie game. And I think that's amazing. That's awesome. It's nice when you see an indie game like come out of nowhere and just kind of like totally trash the AAA titles that have millions of dollars to throw into a game, when this guy's just somebody making a game on their own. And again, that's how what's his face made Minecraft. I can't remember what the hell his name is off the top of my head, but that's how he, or Nox, excuse me, that's how he made Minecraft. Just something he was putting together. I mean, that game was originally built in Java. If anybody knows, Java is like what you learn to build code with. Nobody really makes games out of it because it's so old. I mean, granted, everything uses Java, but it's not really something that you design a game and build it around. But that's what that game was built on, which is crazy to think about, and that's been around for almost 10 years now. So anyway, getting sidetracked. One thing that I've been doing lately, and I've noticed lately, just in my perspective, is the fact that like I said, I primarily like to focus on playing indie games, but I'm also coming to days where there isn't really an indie game that's released that's kind of really pulling my attention, something that's super interesting or whatnot. So when that happens, I'm like, oh god, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't know what I should do for a video or what's going on. I don't know if I should just find another indie game or if I should play something, because I've said this in the past, and if anybody wants to ask Janelle, she can absolutely agree. I tend to overthink things dramatically. It's nothing that I can help. It's something that I've suffered for my entire life, in the sense that I overthink everything, and that is the bottom line of my problem when it comes to. That's kind of why I repeat myself sometimes. I overthink everything, and it's a really bad, I guess, curse that I have. I don't know if it's like an actual mental thing or anything like that. I don't really care if it is, but I overthink everything in the sense that I'm trying to play out every scenario that could happen in my head at the same time. So it can really screw me a lot of times. Like, again, if I come home and I say, you know what, I want to record me playing, Alien Isolation, for instance. Granted, I've already done a Let's Play on that, but if I wanted to come home and just, or let me choose something else. If I wanted to come home and literally just play an episode of Left 4 Dead, if I wanted to do that and record it, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I love the game. It's fun. I love playing it. It's really fun to me, and I absolutely could play it any day of the week and it still not get boring. But then it's like, okay, if you do that, then you're missing out on indie games. Okay, you went and looked at indie games, there's nothing really released. Okay, so you're kind of covered on that part. But then it's like, who's going to watch it? Nobody's going to want to watch you play that. Why would you do a video on that? Why would you do a video on something that's been out for all these years? There's been so many other Let's Plays done for it. There's been more popular people done Let's Plays on it than you. Why would you want to do a video on that? And then, in my mind, that's how my mental thinking works. Unfortunately, it's really, really bad. It's gotten better, especially since I met Janelle, and the sense that she's more or less told me to shut the fuck up, which has been awesome. It's gotten better, but I still end up doing it, and it really hits me, especially when I want to do something like that, and all these scenarios play out in my head. It's like, you're not going to get any views, or nobody's going to care, nobody's going to want to watch it and whatnot, and then it just like kind of discourages me from doing something along those lines. And then I end up just finding another game and doing a video on that. And not saying the other game is bad, it's just not what I specifically wanted to do that day. And that's not why I started doing videos. I mean, the primary reason I started doing it was to focus on indie games and kind of give indie developers kind of like a little bit of a spotlight into their game so other people could check it out and have an example of it. For instance, games that I play that nobody else has checked out, nobody's commented on the page, nobody's really looked at it, but then when I put a video on there of that particular game, some people go like, yeah, that's actually kind of cool. That's actually happened with Raft. If anybody knows what that game is in the indie community that exploded a couple of weeks ago, I was the first person to comment and to post a video for that game, and then now all of a sudden you got people like Mark and Jack playing it, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. So it went from just me doing a random video one day. I found I was like, you know, this is kind of cool. I want to do a video on it, see what happens. All of a sudden, within a couple of hours, I had 1,000 views on that video. I was like, whoa. And then I was dumb and never did another video on it because I'm stupid like that. I missed the train, or whatever you want to say the saying goes. So that was totally my fault. I should have done more videos on it, but I didn't. And I kind of screwed myself in that. But it's that type of thing where I want to promote a game and then people can go on like, man, I don't really know anything about this game, or I can't really judge it off of screenshots. Hey, look, there happens to be a video here. Maybe I can check it out and see what it has. And if I like it, I'll play it. So that's kind of what I love to do. And I do absolutely still love to do that. But I'm getting to the point now where I'm just choosing a game to kind of play it. And I know I've said this in the past and I'm not going to do that. And it's gotten to the point where every once in a while I'll say, I just need to record something and get it over with. Which to me means that I've kind of lost what I was trying to originally go for. So, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste your guys' time or anything along those lines with me just being like, yeah, this game, what's going on? Yeah, hey guys, what's up? This is what you do in this game. This is what we can do. We can go through it and then bam, we're done. And I don't want to do that. Like, if there's a game that specifically that looks interesting and it's something that I want to play, I will absolutely play it. There is no hands down that I will not play that game. But I'm not going to choose something that's just, you know, somebody sends, for instance, somebody sends me a link to a game. It's like, hey, here's my game. Can you check it out? And if I look at it and it's not something that's going to really grab my attention, I'm not going to play it, unfortunately. And I really appreciate the thought and the care that you did to write out an email and send it to me, especially when somebody makes a game that costs money and they send me a Steam code for it. It absolutely blows me out of the water when that happens. And I've never turned any of those videos down. Absolutely not, because it's... when somebody sends me a free game, it's cool, and I really appreciate that. But when somebody sends me a game that's like 10, 15 bucks, and they send it to me for free, and they're like, hey, can you play a video on this? Yeah, absolutely I will. That's awesome, and still blows me away that people kind of think about that every once in a while. And I really love that. That's really cool. But I'm getting to the point now where every once in a while, I'll release a video that, yeah, I might have seemed happy at the time, but when I was done with it, I was just like, video's not great. Like, I'm not really super excited or anything along those lines, which I'm not trying to put on a fake personality when it comes to them. It's just when I'm done, it's like, yeah, the video's done, but it's not specifically what I wanted to do. Like, I think the last video that I had a really, really good time with and just had fun. Now, I categorize fun games differently when it comes to horror games. I will play more or less any horror game that comes my way because I absolutely love them. You guys know this, and it's one of the things that you guys love watching is me scream and cry like a little bitch, basically. So, I love it when I can play an indie horror game. So I kind of categorize those kind of separately, even though they're really not. But the last game that I actually just had fun playing, and it's crazy to think about, was... if anybody remembers, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on Tales of Androgyny. Now, if nobody knows what that game is about, wow. Everybody's to each their own. Everybody's into what they're in. I'm not just totally into that, but I wanted to play the game just to see what the hell it was, and it did not disappoint in what the game actually talks about. Basically, it's girls who have male genitalia, and they have sex with other girls with male genitalia. Again, everybody's into what they're into. I did not discriminate in the game in any way. I just wanted to check the game out and see what it has. But it was fun because I made fun of it the entire time. And even the people that happen to check it out that are into it, that were looking on the site, they were like, yeah, this is actually kind of funny. Because I guess it was like, we're getting the perspective of somebody who's not into it, into what this game actually is. So I didn't discriminate. I didn't hate on the game in any way, shape, or form. I kind of knew what I was getting into when I started the game because it's literally right there on the screen when you're checking out the game on itch.io. But I knew what I was getting into, but I didn't know exactly specifically what it was. But it did not disappoint, but I still had fun doing it. It was a fun video to do. I had a great time doing it, and I want to do more of that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm just going to suddenly go start pulling lewd games from the internet and doing videos on. Hey, if somebody has one they want me to try and play, feel free to send it to me. I will have to edit the shit out of it, but I will gladly play more or less any nude game. I'm not going to say any nude game because I'm not just going to play like a dude on dude action game. Sorry, that's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm just not into that in any way, shape, or form. The androgyny thing was weird, but they were still girls, I guess you could say, which, again, still sounds weird to me saying that. But regardless, that was unique, I guess you could say, in that particular regard. So, and I know some people have noticed that I've been playing, like, Max, the Max game lately, Max's Big Bus, which is an anime close to almost hentai, in my opinion, when it comes to that type of thing. But it's fun, it's creative, it's a good visual novel, and I love it, and I'm going to continue playing it until I beat the entire thing. So, if you don't like those episodes, I apologize. So I guess the moral of what I'm trying to get at is I'm going to start playing games that I want to. So if I suddenly am at work and I'm listening to something or whatnot, because I listen to YouTube when I'm at work, I'll just put on a series and just listen to it because luckily I have access to my internet at work, but obviously I can't watch it, so I'm just listening to it in the background. So if I suddenly get the instinct to suddenly play, I don't know, maybe like Cry of Fear, and I know, guarantee, you go to YouTube, you type in Cry of Fear Part 1, you're going to get probably somewhere between 500 to 1,000 plus videos of people doing that particular game, which is great. And it's the type of thing where, that's what's nice about YouTube. Anybody can more or less do a video on anything. And I understand the sense that I really have only kind of gotten a fan base from doing specifically indie games. I totally get that. It kind of sounds bad when you say it like that, and I totally thank anybody and everybody who has subscribed, especially because I actually just surpassed 500 subscribers within the other day, and I absolutely love it, and I could not thank you guys more than enough. But I'm not just going to focus on indie games anymore. I'm going to focus on games that are going to make me excited, make me happy, make me fun to play. There's a lot of games out there that I have not played because it's the type of thing in the back of my mind again where I'm like, I really want to play this, but wait, Markiplier, bigger YouTube's fucking PewDiePie, I guess you could say. The dude has the most subscribers on YouTube and probably ever will. All these big people have played this game, so why do you want to play it? You're not going to get any views from it. Nobody's going to specifically look out your video, especially because you can't make a fucking thumbnail, which I can't. I'm sorry, guys. After 2 years, I am still awful at making thumbnails, and I apologize, which is sad because I have Photoshop. I don't know what it is. Maybe people using After Effects as well, but I'm so bad with it. Hopefully the video editing's gotten better. But yeah, who's going to look up your stuff for that? And it's like, yeah, okay, I understand that, but I still want to play it. I still want to go and play it and have fun because I've never played Cry of Fear. I actually tried recording it a year ago, and every time I tried recording it, it failed, so I just gave up on it. So I think what I'm going to do from now on is I am still going to play indie games. That is absolutely still going to happen. Don't think that I'm going to break off of indie games entirely. But if there's a day where, like, say, I don't feel like recording or streaming, or I'm not streaming that particular day, for instance, like a Sunday or something along those lines, and there's nothing else that I'm going to play, I'm going to choose just something that I want to play. And hopefully you guys will stick around, stick with me, and continue to watch my stuff. And I appreciate, again, even if I can just get one person to laugh, I guess you could say, during a video, that makes me feel better. If somebody, like, I don't get a lot of comments on my videos, but when somebody replies to a video and they're like, hey, this was funny, I laughed at this part, or like the other day, I believe it was Zeeps, who's been somebody who's been subscribed to me since, more or less, since I started. He was like, thanks for letting us know you poop. And I think that was just from the, demo of that, Return to Huntsville, I believe, the horror game I played, what was it, last weekend or something along those lines. And it was just like, that's funny to me because he actually paid attention to the video, and B, hopefully it made him laugh. So that's the type of stuff that I like. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people have fun. And when it comes to me playing a horror game, I want people to, laugh at my horror, because I absolutely do it to other YouTubers too. Just because you're a YouTuber doesn't mean you don't watch other people. So, again, kind of to summarize, and I'm repeating myself again, I'm not specifically going to do indie games now. I'm going to do games that I want to do and that I'm going to have fun with. So if I suddenly come home and say, I want to play Penumbra, never played the game in my entire life. I know it's based around the same thing that Amnesia, another game. If I come home and I'm like, I want to start an Amnesia playthrough, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to keep doing this thing where, oh, well, so many people have played it, you shouldn't play it either. And I know other people have told me that. I just want to do it and have fun. If that means that either I'm going to lose subscribers or I'm not going to gain as many subscribers from doing something like that. That's fine. As much as it sucks, YouTube is not my primary, I guess you could say, income, which I would love it to be. If I could ever get to the point where I could sustain myself off of YouTube, that would be fucking awesome, and I would absolutely love that. But right now, I have a full-time job. I have to focus on doing that, then come home and do videos. And if I don't happen to release a video every single day, don't scrutinize me, because I'm not doing it on purpose. I hate not releasing a video for you guys. I feel bad, actually. Like, I lay there in bed, I'm like, I should have recorded something today. I should have done it. Meanwhile, my back is killing me, or my legs are killing me, my knees are killing me, something along those lines, because I've been shoveling, or, you know, or it's just been a hectic day at work, and I'm not up to it, because I never want to put on a fake persona to you guys, in the sense that, hey guys, how's it doing? And you guys can tell instantly, okay, he's tired. I don't want to do that. And I don't ever plan to. I want to actually be able to be energetic and be like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to record this particular game today. I never want to waste your guys' time when it comes to just kind of putting on a fake persona, or, yeah, guys, hey, we're going to play this. Okay, all right, over here, we're going to do that. I don't want to do that, because nobody wants to watch that. So, and hopefully you guys will stick with me. If I happen to lose subscribers because of this, because, oh, he's not going to play indie games anymore, I'm out. I totally understand. Everybody has every single right on YouTube, off YouTube, anywhere, to watch whatever they want to watch. You should not ever feel pressured to watch somebody because, oh, he released a new video, I have to go watch it. If it's not something you're interested in, feel free to not watch it. I totally have that for me. Like, I will never beg for views, never beg for subscribers, never beg for likes or anything. Yes, I have that little tag at the bottom in my description. That's just something I put there when I originally started, and I'm too lazy to go and take it out. It's more or less just say, you know, hey, if you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, feel free to dislike it. But if you disliked it for a specific reason, please tell me why, so I can understand why, and hopefully not repeat that, or fix it if it's something with the audio along those lines. I'm always looking for feedback. I don't care what it is. If it's you just suck at this, or you suck at this, don't play these types of games, especially puzzle games, because I'm terrible at them. You know, if the audio is bad, let me know, please. I want to know, because it's the only way I'm going to know. If I just suddenly get a video that has 12 dislikes, how am I going to know what's wrong with it? I mean, unless it's like a game that's like stabbing babies or something along those lines. Yeah, that might get some dislikes, but you guys know what I'm getting at. If it's something that I can fix, please tell me, let me know. Yeah, and going with that, with the streaming thing, I want to stream more, but YouTube is still my priority. Don't worry about that. I love streaming. It's fun, but it's really hard to get your foot in the door when it comes to start streaming, to get people to join in and like watch your stuff, because there's so many people doing it. There's so much talent. There's so many other people doing the same thing that I'm doing that it's a little hard. Same thing when it comes to me just focusing on indie games. There's a lot of people doing it, and that's the problem. It's nobody really has a unique idea anymore, because there's so much talent and there's so many people out there doing it that it's a little hard to get your foot in the door. I have a little bit, like maybe a hair's worth of a crack of my foot in the door when it comes to YouTube, not really even, but when it comes to Twitch, I'm still pretty goddamn under the radar. No, not really even there, but I still like doing it. So, and again, if you guys ever have a suggestion for a game, I don't care what it is, feel free to suggest anything and I will check it out and see what I can do. I'm not just going to fill everything up with like, okay, on Monday I'm going to do Amnesia. On Tuesday I'm going to do Far Cry. For whatever reason, I would choose Far Cry. Thursday I'm going to do Cry of Fear. You know, I'm not going to do that. It's going to be sporadic. It's going to be different things. If I could get more people to do more like co-op stuff, that would be great. When I figure out what I'm going to do for streaming, I'll figure that out as well. So it's a whole thing, but I don't really have a set schedule for videos. I just kind of do them when I feel like doing them. That's why Max comes out in random days or whatnot. Granted, these past 2 weeks I've been doing it on Saturdays. That's just because these last 2 weeks have been hell when it comes to, yeah, life and whatnot. So anyway, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Maineiacs out.